Hi everyone, and welcome to Seirim Cybersecurity Daily Report. Today we're going to talk about Europe Airlines ransomware that happened over the weekend and the news about ENISA, the European Union Agency for Cybersecurity. It will operate the EU Cybersecurity Reserve. Hi Steven, so how are you today?
I'm doing great. Got some bad news and some good news today. That's a mixed bag, but all right, let's get into it.
Let's get into the news about Europe airline ransomware. Over the past few days, Europe's major airports have been thrown into disarray following a ransomware attack confirmed by the EU's cybersecurity agency ENISA. Airports in Brussels, London, Berlin, even Dublin to a lesser extent were hit. Electronic check-in and baggage drop systems failed, forcing staff to switch to manual operations. The result? Long delays, cancelled flights, chaos at counters. Over the weekend, airports on both sides of the Atlantic were disrupted by technology failures. Not just mechanical or weather delays, but software outages, network issues, and cyber events. Meanwhile, in the US, damage of fiber optic cables in the Dallas-Fort Worth area affected the FAA's radar, communications, and data systems. The cascading effect was severe. Hundreds of flights grounded or delayed. Between human recovery efforts and contingency plans, operations resumed, but not without major service degradation.
Some key takeaways for me in this one. There's a lot to talk about. For example, the supply chain with the real risk. You always got to look out for all the dependencies. But here, it's a big issue in incident response, right? And the backups and redundancy. So we all know that airlines, they have some backup and redundancy of their abilities with like going to paper systems, going to manual systems in case the computers go down or in case the one system goes down, they can use paper, right?
Yes.
But this makes me think, could they have a digital redundant system, right? They have their main computers, but is there a backup, also still digital system that they could use? So when they've got all their eggs in one basket, so to speak, of the MUSE system, could they have their own internal system that may not be as fancy, might not have all the bells and whistles, but they could use instead of just falling back to paper directly?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, what else makes me think about that today is because the issue in the USA at the DFW Dallas-Fort Worth Airport is that the lines were cut. So they had digital redundancy. They had their main system, and then they had a backup system. But the main system is on fiber optic cable, and the other system is older version copper wires, I think it was, they said. But the problem is a physical interruption. So they both got cut.
Mm-hmm.
So their fancy fiber optic one got cut, but because the construction accident also cut the older system as well. Between these two, we could highlight something in the middle where you have two digital systems that are backups for each other, but then they have the third paper system.
Mm-hmm.
But then in Europe, they had the fancy system to paper. So each one only had two, where three might have saved the day.
Yes.
So it's not just one layer of redundancy is ideal. If you can have multiple options, it's good. That's a lesson for us always, whether it's the backups, you don't just have one backup, right? You have multiple backups that use different strategies. And the same for communication methods or any work process you have going on. So that's the main takeaway from me in that one today.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I think that passengers and even airlines, they sometimes don't think that cyber attack issues or cyber issues could be that serious. So we always have to be careful and always keep an eye on how to resolve the issue related to cybersecurity, cyber attacks. That's true. Okay, the next news about ENISA. Big news out of the European Union. The European Commission has officially handed ENISA, the European Union Agency for Cybersecurity, the responsibility for running the new EU Cybersecurity Reserve. What is this reserve? It's a pre-contracted pool of managed security services. Think incident response teams, forensics experts, recovery tools, ready to be deployed when major cyber attacks hit critical sectors like energy, transport, health, or finance. ENISA's role will be to manage tenders and contracts with trusted managed security service providers who meet rigorous standards so that when a crisis hits, National CSRITs or relevant authorities can call on ENISA to coordinate the response. Funding is part of the deal. It's 36 million euros over 3 years has been allotted to get the reserve up and running. On top of ENISA's regular budget, the aim is for it to be fully operational by the end of this year, of 2025. One more key point, unused capacity in the reserve won't just sit idle. When there is no emergency, it will be used for preparedness. Training, simulations, preventive work, so the system is ready when needed. So, Stephen, what do you think? Will it really work for the European Union? Do you think it's a right decision for them?
It's a real benefit for sure. It helps boost resilience for them because shared capacity, instead of every group having to basically allocate more resources than they have access to, the shared pool of resources will help boost resilience for them. So they all benefit. All the countries of Europe and all the critical sectors all benefit from the investment here. So I think it's great news overall. What did you say went up from 27 million euros to 36 million? Is that correct? That's a good investment.
That's a good investment.
That's great to see. It covers the critical sectors and all EU institutions and governments, so that's great. I don't know if every company applies or is covered, but it's good overall for the people of Europe. So I would like to see this worldwide more, of course, more coverage, more groups working together to pool the resources. So if they can do so, all of us in the industry should push for that over time.
Yes. So it means that this tab is actually erasing borders among countries, and all countries are stepping to get protected from cyber attacks. That's a good start.
Yeah, it's great news.
That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow.